So I'll finish with following your heart. So when my father passed away when I was 16, I developed a lot of beliefs out of that were somewhat helpful, or in some ways very helpful, in some ways neurotic. But an example of one of them was, I want to have fun every day because I don't know when I'm going to die. Someone's going to die at 41 years old, which is how old my father was. I could go at any point. I want to have fun now. I don't want to do this job 9 to 5. But then that also turned into me running and not being able to, and having a fear of doing something that was more ordinary and repetitive, which I'm still working through. But another one was, I realized, and I had read some things like the Tao Te Ching and some other things, and I realized that, or I learned this idea of following your heart. And so for a long time there, I really didn't let anything get in my way. If my heart said it was time to go, I went. And so that moving that I did from month to month to month, or 3 months here, 3 months there, I had to do that. It was karma I had to exhaust, and it was also taught me so much about myself and the world and other people. And doing all of the things that I've done, and being willing to leave relationships and being willing to leave states and people and jobs and things like that, has been the thing that allowed me to exhaust my karma, see my karma, and get to a place where I'm more and more able to let go of the external and able to just sit with the internal, and then have a much more healthy connection with the external because of the health that's developed internally. And so, when someone asks me some kind of, I'm a therapist, I work as a therapist. So whenever anybody asks me advice about anything, unless we're talking specifically about meditation, even when I give meditation instruction, I will often still say, follow your heart. Don't worry about doing it right. Just follow your heart. Trust your intuition, trust your body. And it will seem like it's making lots of mistakes. But it's doing what it needs to do to learn what it needs to learn so that it can move on from that agenda item to the next one. And when it checks these boxes, and enough of them get checked, then more and more space is now available for the spiritual. Ultimately, the spiritual and the non-spiritual don't exist. It's really all spiritual. Like I said, we're all Buddhas already. Life is perfect as it is already. But on a relative level, the spiritual is generally what people refer to when they are talking about finding the peace within. And it's amazing how willing we are to busy ourselves and get headaches and feel so tired and exhausted in order to chase all of these activities and goals that ultimately don't bring us a whole lot of satisfaction. They might bring us some. They might bring us some for a little while, or for a while. It's a very different experience to have found home. This is home here, wherever we go. If we find this place, because then we can do all of these things externally. We're typically drawn to do less, typically drawn to live a more simple lifestyle. But we can engage in things externally and take home with us, and take some degree of contentment, peace in all of these activities. So a question to leave with you is, what are your agendas? What are the goals? And are they yours? Or did you just buy into some set of goals that were already there, that people have already been doing for a long time, and maybe we just didn't know what else to do with ourselves? Who do we want to be 20 years from now? How do we want to be? When we look back at our life laying on our deathbed and we do a life review, what do we want to have seen? Another way to think about these questions too is, how do you want to feel? Because all of those things external that we chase are simply just hopes for what they will make us feel inside. If I get in this relationship, ultimately there's a hope that that stimulus, and let's be very objective about it, this external stimulus called a person will hopefully give me feeling A, feeling B, and feeling C. This degree will hopefully give me feeling A, feeling B, and feeling C. This job will hopefully give me feeling A, feeling B, feeling C. And not that these things are wrong. Let's just be aware of it. Let's be aware of what our motivations are, what our drives are, and make sure that we're not wasting our life, and wasting our time, and wasting our energy on the self-development project, the self-esteem project, the accomplishments project. The less concerned we are about our own self-development project, the more energy and time we have for others.